Right back at you again. It is the 501 Tacos Podcast, Anime and Chill Zone with Taco Lartis and DB, the Dark Britain. And we are now jumping into my favorite, this world upon its own world universe with multi-universal characters from Boruto, because you must take all statements in the manga as actual fact.
Yeah.
It overbeats power scaling. Now, DB has gone on record and said Sakura exists, and that's why he can never take Naruto seriously. Or I'm probably putting words in your mouth, but everyone knows that Sakura was not the best written female character. She was actually a very poorly written female character for the majority of the story. But let's be real, in the war arc, girl came through, and she actually is one of the better Kunoichi. Nobody, I don't think anybody's actually better than Chio in Naruto, as far as I'm concerned. The old granny from the sand was kicking ass and taking names, and let it be known that KCM1 clone Naruto's could not take out Chio or Kimimaru.
Okay, I will agree with you on Chio because I was just like Chio. That sounds. She's the one who. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Chi Chi, the second Chi Chi, old lady Chi Chi. Anyway, power scaling exists. So Sakura actually has glazers. I'm this new jargon is. I'm 35. I'll be 36 this year, in the end of this year, and trying to keep up with the kiddos and their lingo. I might not be hip anymore. I might be washed, cooked, whatever. But I hear the word glazer, or farming. I like wank, because I mean that was kind of like our thing, like you're wanking them. Pause. But yeah, it's just Sakura has glazers now. Nobody's as bad as there's a holy trinity actually in the Naruto power scaling community. Minato, Itachi, the solo king, of course, and Sakura. So
Huh.
Sakura is part of a big three within the Naruto power scaling universe. And that is hilarious because she was a bad character. She wasn't like she was kind of a shitty character for most of the story.
Now is she part of the big three because of like she can heal people of a certain type? Like I
She
guess
punched the goddess on the forehead. And Wake Forest is up 21-14.
like
She
yes, she punched the goddess on the forehead, but I
and
mean
that was how she got sealed. So she was bodying some Tintel clones.
okay.
Uh,
Okay.
let's be real. Warwick Sakura was kind of cooking. She's the one that helped them get back into the
It literally
dimensions.
took the entire series.
Huh?
That would have literally taken the entire series then.
Yeah. I mean, if Sasuke didn't exist, she would probably be a better character.
Oh, hands down.
On the flip side, she gets more shit than any other character that has dangly parts. And that is because Kishi cannot write convincing women. Those women go to school to be stay-at-home moms. They train to be shinobi, to be stay-at-home moms, and get bodied when someone does a home invasion.
It doesn't help that one of the only female teacher actually in Naruto,
Only.
became a stay-at-home mom. I think it was Azuma's wife.
Yep. Kurenai. Kurenai. And then Anko, who was a great character, just got fat and ate a bunch of candy all the time. I mean, come on, bro. Like,
Yeah, like Coronai was bad, by the way. Just throwing out there. Coronai was bad.
and
But
her too in front of her man.
yeah, but Azuma, like I'll admit, when I was smoking back when I was younger, I did the pop the cigarette out of the bottom and just take the top one. Just I got that just from
You get that
boop.
from Azuma?
I learned that from him, and then he died. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Somebody actually pointed out Hidan has one of the craziest win cons in the Naruto series. All he has to do is scratch you.
Who?
That's it. Hidan, the guy that killed Azuma,
Oh, okay.
all he has to do is scratch you, and nobody thinks about that. But no, I mean, there's Prime Hiruzen, who is like because of God of Shinobi statements or whatever. Do they get another one like the nuts? Um, the there's Prime Hiruzen, who's now he's never actually existed. We've only ever seen him be a pervert and smoke and train the Sanin and let her train Mochimaru so much.
He took out of Orochimaru, but like to that point, it wasn't really a feat. He just like sucked him into his body, and actually didn't even do that.
He took he stole his arms and he stole Diddy's arms. Oh, that was almost interception crazy. He stole Diddy's arms, so now Diddy can't be a kitty dealer. He had to like kind of put it off.
Orochimaru's Diddy. That's wild.
Oh, I got you know where I got that Naruto power scaling subreddit.
And it doesn't help that he has like slime and all that too for the baby oil. Like it doesn't help. That doesn't help at
Oh,
all.
yeah, I wouldn't think about that one, but damn.
It's in
Uh,
your head now. There you go.
I can't. I'm not gonna sleep well. um, yeah. So Naruto power scaling, bro. I'm telling you, like somebody said, Tobirama, the second Hokage, is the Batman of the Naruto universe, and I'm like, okay, why is his base so fascist though?
I was about to say, like, wasn't he like also racist?
Oh yeah, he's absolutely like. I like this one Uchiha. He's not like the others, type racist. I call him Trumporama. Oh, make Konoha great again.
Oh, jeez.
Literally, you hear the Uchiha were killed in one night. He's like, yeah, I kind of figured it would. Well, I was really hoping it would go that way. You know, it's kind of what made them police. Like, I'm that racist. I created the police, and they made the oppress the police, so people hate them even more.
And it's also just like they're. It would be one thing if they were like in another town, part of another village, and it was a threat to you. They are you're literal citizens.
They put you in the ghetto.
It's like
They
they.
put you in your own little corner of the village and made you the police. You're in the ghetto, policing the burbs. Um, yeah, that's extra racist. I don't know if anybody's thought about that one.
Make
You
the
gotta,
minority police the majority.
yeah, and everybody hates the authority anyway.
That again, that's why it adds to that is because
I
like
mean, who's how dark does your mind have to be to think of that one? I mean, that's like making black people the police of America.
don't be
And
putting no ideas out now.
so that's getting edited out. Say that for the bloopers.
It's like Trump's
They'll
gonna
never
be out
get
there
it.
just like, hmm,
I have the best ideas.
the best ideas that ever could happen. Totally my ideas, completely
Totally
original.
original. Totally original.
I
Came
don't
from
watch. I
a,
don't watch. Who is Taco? That
I've
even
never had a
works because they
taco in
call
my
him
life.
Taco. Oh, that's so funny.
I never had a taco in my life. Get him out of here. Who's ever heard of that guy?
If it's brown, it goes down. That's all it was. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Oh wow. Okay. Uh,
Too real.
yeah.
Sorry.
Get, given how dark this country has been the last 24
It's
hours,
insane.
I'm glad we can make some humor out of something. But yeah. Also, Boruto power scaling. You gotta take everything at face
I
value. Just like Cole took Boruto's boot to the face in the starter part two. That might have been the greatest pen that manga's ever done. Um, because this is a shit show at this point.
yeah. I'm sorry. Now
Um,
that there's like alien trees, I'm good.
Trevance, I can never not see that Pokemon.
Oh. Oh, Trevenant.
Yeah. Sorry, I was saying it wrong. Trevenant. Yeah.
I mean, it's a mix because like you have those guys, and I would take Trevenant any day over because that was a live reaction when I was looking them up, and I'm just like, what is this?
And then they use the phrase "totally ick," and I'm just like, that describes you. Um,
Ew.
yeah, dude. I liked it when they had Kodachi as the writer, the primary writer, because it was like it went back to that old school tactics and ninja charm that it had. And then Kishimoto kind of took the reins or did whatever he did, and Kodachi got replaced. And it's just like watered down Naruto Shippuden Part Two. It's but you gotta take all statements as facts,
Hmm.
because feats don't matter. You know what I mean? You can say Code is stronger than Jigen or whatever, and he gets trumped by. He literally got curb stomped by a 7-year old.
Well, that's the thing with Boruto and Naruto because it quite literally is which jutsu do you have, like, and that's why
Well,
power scaling is difficult.
power scaling is fun because it can come down to matchups, um, and that's really the thing. Who matches up better? Um, it's almost like wrestling or even like certain sports, like a certain basketball teams just don't match up well with other basketball teams. You know, you can be a killer team going on a 33 win streak like the Miami Heat back in the day and just get hit by your kryptonite in another team who's like middle of the pack or middle of the conference or whatever, just because it's a matchup nightmare for you. So that's that's the fun part about power scaling. Like we're kind of joking about the humor here, but and I'm telling you, dude, like I come across some comments every day that I wish I had some to quote. I'll quote some in the next episode or whatever. But oh my god, it's amazing. It kind of gets me through some of uh, the melanays of everyday life. It's just diving in. Like it helps me not have to think up certain matchups because I'm like people are already doing that just for free for me. So now me and my buddies like you or Sam can have our own discussions about it or whatever. But oh my god, it's funny, especially when you realize that um, certain races are more racist and they're. I mean, we have a cartoonishly evil president, and there are cartoons who should be considered evil, but they're on the good guy's side. So that just shows real life imitates art, maybe. But yeah, dude.
As a One Piece fan, that is very salient, and it's really cool because like a lot of the uprisings happening in Indonesia and Nepal are flying the One Piece flag. So going into
Or
corrupt governments, but even like the whole, and that's why power scaling for me is laughable, especially in the shonen genre because if you have boobs, like you win. Like that's just how power scaling unfortunately works. Like One Piece literally has gods among men, but there's a woman who, if you're attracted to her, she can turn you to stone, and that's it. And we're just
yeah,
like, oh, okay, like so Kaido doesn't win. So it's one of those
yeah,
where I'm just like, so blah, blah, blah. So like they'll start barking at me, and I'm like, but she has boobs, blah 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 blah. But it's shonen. Like shonen is made for teenage boys, so of
and
course,
dingy.
yeah. And dear God, Dingy is the perfect example of boobs fuck everything up.
Yeah,
Is he
literally, dude.
wrong? No.
No, boobs make everything better, and they make everything worse at the same time. Pick your poison, or pick your boob
Yeah,
if you got an option.
it's just like, oh man, like, and I'm very heartened that shonen has become more mainstream, both manga and
Oh yeah,
anime. Because like One Piece has an arc about literal racism. As a black man, I'm like, yes, but it's
yeah,
downplayed because it doesn't have good fights. It has a bad villain who's not really strong. But the underlying note, I'm like, I've met people who are like, I hate blank people because of blank, and I'm like, whoa. And for an anime to be able to depict that is huge, but everyone's like, oh, not good fights. but
So,
more people are watching shonen now, so it's getting more out there.
and to your point, I like it too because back in my day, it was like hide your nerd, But I was that person where it's like, oh, like, and I remember going from uh, elementary to middle school, and I lost my best friend because he ended up moving away.
Okay.
And he's yeah, he's one of the only people that I could talk about Dragon Ball Z with. So all the other kids were like, "Oh, he watches anime stuff, blah blah blah." I'm like, "All right." So I went through that weird
It
phase.
was
I
a
was trying to
grind.
find friends.
It was a
Yeah,
grind.
yeah. I went through that weird phase of trying to find friends again. Well, seventh grade rolls around. Hey, over the summer, I watched that Dragon Ball Z thing, and you were right. It's like, oh yeah, but like after high school is when kids really started like going and talking about anime, and it became like okay to do. I'm like, why couldn't this, why couldn't I have this in my high school year or experience? But I love that for students now.
Yeah.
But
Kids just
um,
walking around with anime T-shirts, and I'm like, what year is this?
dude, literally, I started my education career teaching high school or like as a substitute in high school, and
Okay.
it was like, oh, this is, I love this for you, honestly. Um, but to your point, everybody does, or a lot of people, and it is because it's for teenage boys, basically, or teenagers. They expect the fight scenes. They didn't get the character development to understand, or they didn't have to suffer through Bleach, where it was just all fights and it made no sense at the end of the day. And then you just learn to want a better story.
And you're just seeking it out in many
I mean,
cases.
yeah, so like for me, I love JJK, but it was written so neatly for me, even if it didn't end on the biggest bang or whatever. Most people don't like endings.
It's
I
hard to
learned
it's hard to really please people when it is.
it's impossible to please everyone. Like I'm like probably one of the few people who did not have a huge issue with the end of Attack on Titan. Um, and it wasn't great, but at the end of the day, I just didn't get as worked up about it as everyone else.
I
Um,
understand that.
you can't please everyone. A lot of people don't like for things to end. I actually learned from a therapist that having ADHD and me not finishing stories or books or games all the time, like I don't. I can get to a certain point and it feels like, oh, I'm going to leave the fantasy. I don't want to beat it yet because then the story's over. I'm out of the fantasy. I have to go back to
Mm.
reality. So that's what I actually learned from a therapist a few years ago. It's like you don't want to leave the fantasy. But something else I learned is that apply the lessons from the games or the stories or whatever, and I'll use stories in a general sense to your own life. So like don't always just over identify with the trauma, but how they overcome it. And that's why I always go back to like, to your point of how there was an arc about racism, literal racism, we're black men in America where everything is racism. I mean, racism is America's brand. It's ingrained in capitalism. But for me, I always go back to the Bell test, and this is how I don't dingy myself. This is how I okaru myself. In part one of Naruto, at the start of the story, he fails the Bell test basically. Well, by default they pass, but because they end up working teamwork or whatever. But
Yeah.
Naruto fell for every trap in the book because he was just that impulsive and that knucklehead ninja. Part two comes in, Shippuden, he has to retake the Bell test. What does he do? He starts using craftier tactics. He sends a clone in to scope out the traps for him. Then he goes in and he uses unorthodox methods because he knows Kakashi's one weakness is that porno book that he reads at work, and nobody judges him. Um, and there's some questions there. He's a teacher, in a classroom with students, and but he's our Kaka sensei, and I love him, and that's my spirit animal. I just don't do that at work. Um,
Again, things not to do.
things not to
Learn.
do.
Just learning.
Yeah, but I learned from Kakashi in a really weird way. Hey, I can't do this at work like he can. I guess he really is just built different.
He
Um,
is. He is.
yeah. So, but no, just apply the lessons from the story to your life. Um, And then you can always replay the game if it has some type of replay value. But some games don't. And sometimes you just want to sit with it. Like Persona 3, I loved. I absolutely loved it. And I'm going to replay it soon because I realized I didn't do some things the first time on the first playthrough. But it was 160 hours over a summer. And it was great because it helped me get through a really rough time in my life where I was nearly at rock bottom with just the avalanche of crap that hit me at once. But it also just helped with my character development. Like my new therapist I started working with that summer um, suggested that I play more role playing games so I can learn myself and learn what type of women I like. So my waifu type is a Makoto. I call her Bei Kodo from Persona 5 Royal.
I think
Um,
we went over that one.
yeah, Makoto. So like, just the hardworking, got a backbone, diligent,
Yeah,
uh,
I remember that one.
stand on business, but still kind of shy. Like, got a little clap back to her. Like that. That is my my type. Just like I like Hilda's from Fire Emblems or whatever. So again, you can learn yourself just by playing an RPG. I know people don't think of it that way, like, but there are different things you can learn from fantasy stories, whether it's a game, movie, book. Um, if you can still read a book cover to cover, um, I just found out most kids have in this generation or this upcoming generation have never read a book cover to cover,
I
and
don't doubt that, especially with Kindle.
I weep for them for that. Yeah,
I definitely do as well. It is the if it's an instant gratification generation, like reading a book takes time. Like
yeah.
that's really the big thing of it is if you're not going to invest in the time, you're probably not even going to listen to an audiobook.
Yeah, I mean, but think about, and I'm getting more into audiobooks. I just kind of rebuilt my own book collection just because I like having the physical copies, and it makes my book collection look sweet. So I'm actually out of town. You can't see my new bookshelf stack of books right now, but audiobooks are just so convenient for us 30-year-olds who the grind never really stops unless we take a pause and get our 4 hours to game or whatever. But traveling to work or work travel or anything, put on an audiobook. Like I'm listening to Godfather in an audiobook form, and that is a great story. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, it's like the podcast. It's like a podcast. Like if you're driving, you're traveling to your point. Like if I'm playing a game and I've heard the soundtrack, putting on something else to listen to.
Yeah, yeah. I have some pretty solid playlists that I share with my friends, and I like to listen to. But there's sometimes it's just like I'm gonna listen to a book. Like on my return back to Michigan when I leave Chicago in a few days, I'm probably gonna put on an audiobook. And just listen to that. Like try to finish The Godfather. I got like a 5 hour drive, give or take. So there are other ways you can read a book or consume content. In this digital age. So yeah, but think we're about at time. So any final thoughts? I think this was a great banger episode to start season 6. 501 Tacos, formerly Last Night's Pizza, folks. Formerly.
Nothing really big. Just play Final
Tor-
Fantasy. Torgo says
Torgo.
hi.
I love you, Torgo. I now have to go to the Square Enix store in Japan to get my own Torgo.
It was so much fun.
Oh my god. Torgo really is the MVP, and I'm just waiting for him to do more GOAT things.
He does a lot because you haven't even have you been reunited with him yet?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
yeah. He's a direwolf. He's a direwolf at this point.
Like lady was just like hanging out with him for years, just taking care of him. Oh, he's yours? Take him back. What?
Are you gonna leave him again? Are you just gonna
Literally.
abandon him?
She's like, you're not gonna abandon him again. It's like, bitch.
I'm like, damn, that's cold.
She's
Like,
awesome though.
oh,
She's good.
yeah, I definitely fuck with her so far. She seemed like she a real one. So, yeah. But ladies and gentlemen, It's about that time, folks. It's been wonderful kicking it with your kids. DB and Tackle Artis will be back again next Thursday, even though you might not get this episode till Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because editing was a nightmare. But I got new technology to help me out with that. But I also have gushers. Ooh, yeah. So I need to get to these and get to some gaming. And I have my own direwolf who is about to get his last little walk. And then it's game o'clock, folks. So,
Yeah.
all right. It's been real kicking it with you all. Lady Space Cowboys. Bye, Torgo. We love you. You're beautiful.